People, what's going on? Listen, there's been talk over the past almost week, of course, with Nas and DJ Premier Light Years. Everyone has shared their thoughts on it. People have rated the album now after various listens. Different platforms have done breakdowns. I appreciate several that invited me on, and I shared my thoughts on the album. And of course, like I said to the Homie 3 on PSA Reloaded last year. Now, we was on an episode this past Sunday talking about the album, but last year I said, when this album come out, it's going to be compared to Nas' other albums, especially his last 6 album run with Hit Boy. I think that's pretty obvious. This was going to happen. At some point, people's going to start talking about it, so I might as well set it off. And shout out to PSA Reload and the Rap Roundtable. You know what I'm saying? For having me on. We had our little conversations and whatnot. So now, let's talk about, I had a discussion with someone yesterday, and they said, hey, man, I love Light Years, man. It's a 4.5 or something like that. It's better than every Nas the Hit Boy album and all this stuff like that. I said, okay, that's fair if that's your opinion. I said, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride to some of these Hit Boy albums again. I'm going to ride to KD3. And I rode to it KD3 again yesterday just to refresh my memory again, which I don't need that much refreshing because that has been one of my favorite albums of the last, 5-10 years personally. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I said, let's give it a fair shake in terms of track for track. I do these every now and then. You guys that follow my platform and follow the Dawn podcast, and of course, thank you for supporting me. Early on, I had a lot of series when I had like Machiavelli versus Me Against the World. I had Godson versus Life is Good. I had the Infamous versus Only Been for Cuban Links was Woo. That was a tough episode right there. I had so many different albums pitched against each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I even had Black Album against the Blueprint. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing those, and when I did those, I like to try to go track by track. It was written against Reasonable Doubt too, if I'm not mistaken. So my thing would be I try to find where they got the same amount of tracks. Sometimes it's not gonna happen like that. It didn't happen like that this time. Sometimes it's bonus tracks and things like that. So unreleased tracks or tracks that might have made like it was written case. I used Silent Murder because Silent Murder was on the tape but wasn't on the CD. But Silent Murder it was written the same amount of tracks as like Reasonable Doubt for that particular one. So I'm just trying to paint that picture real quick. Now, KD3 against Light Years. Look, I'm not gonna hold you. Let's just go through these tracks. And again, people know Nas my favorite MC. I have no agenda here. Whatever I type and whatever I say, I actually mean it. And I say to me because it's just my opinion. It's not for engagement. I don't get paid to tweet. It's not for any kind of attention. It's not for nobody to agree with me. Because you guys have seen me in plenty of debates with people with huge platforms, small platforms, all kind of conversations. So I don't care nothing about nobody agreeing with me. I tell you what I honestly think. So let's go. KD3 Light Years to start this conversation off. Get a Reporter versus My Life is Real. Man, Get a Reporter is a dope intro to KD3. Set a dope vibe. The beat is clean. Nas is rhyming. Nas basically applaud me. You know what I'm saying? Like he really was getting it in on Get a Reporter. You know what I'm saying? Unlike some people, I thought My Life is Real was a dope first track to the Primo and Nas album. Some people called flack and said the album didn't start to track whatever. Nah, I thought this was a dope intro song. I like the beat too. I like the energy. I like the way Nas was talking about giving a shout out to Mass Appeal, giving a shout out to all the MCs that passed away. Those part of like some of the groups in Mass Appeal, and you got Big L passed. He said something about True God, Prodigy and all of that. So yeah, man, I thought it was a dope song. I just think Get a Report is a better song. It's a better beat, and it's an overall better intro song to the album. Okay. Legit versus Get Ready. Get Ready get a lot of flack. I think Get Ready is solid. It sounds better with more listens. I see what they was trying to do. It does have an old school feel, mid to late 80s feel to a degree to me. And like I said to a couple of people, Some of the tracks feel like old Gangstar songs to me, and I'm talking about No More Mr. Nice Guy, Daily Operation, and Step Into the Arena. You know what I'm saying? Not Hard to Earn Gangstar. Primo beats with the hard boom bap that we love, and same era as the J. Rule, Group Home, Nas J, Big, all that, MOP. I'm not talking about that when the early Gangstar, some of these reminiscent of that. But legit, man, with that damn Fire Heartbeat sample, man, Hit Boy killed that. Eddie King Jr., you know what I'm saying? The piano joint, man, that's a beautiful second track to the album, man. And it's just a better song than Get Ready. Get Ready, not a bad song. It actually grew on me more. But legit is a better song. Go listen to them back to back. It's not even close. Okay? Now we get to track number 3. Thun versus New York State of Mind 3. Now, I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this. This is a wash. I mean, if you flip it and Thun would have been on Light Years and called New York State of Mind 3, people would love it. Thun is one of Nas' best songs of the last 5-6 years, man. I even have Thun as one of maybe his top 15 songs, top 20 songs, maybe that top 15. You know what I'm saying? New York State of Mind Part 3 has gotten a lot of criticism by most people. Nas is spitting real New York rhymes on it, so you gotta call it New York something, but New York State of Mind 3 heard it because I felt like you should have kept the same beat as 1 and 2. You just flipped 2 a little bit. You should have flipped 3, but still made it sound like 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? I think people would have loved it. It would have been repetitive. It's a theme. New York State of Mind 1, 2, and 3. It should have sounded the same, close to the same, with different lyrics, different stories. You know what I'm saying? That's what should have happened. I don't think the song is bad. I don't think the beat is bad like a lot of people. It ain't a 5-mic song like the dude Watson said, but it's a dope song to me. It's okay. It ain't better than Thun, though. I don't think anybody would, let's be serious, and anyone watching this or will watch this at some point, please let me know your thoughts, because if you think New York State of Mind Part 3 is better than Thun, you just don't like Hit Boy. You know what I mean? That'd be crazy. That's nuts, yo. What else that's nuts, B? You know what I'm saying? All right, track number 4. 3-zip, KD3 right now. Okay? Track number 4 is Michael and Quincy versus Welcome to the Underground. Now, if you saw my tweet the other day, I said Welcome to the Underground was the worst song on Light Years. And I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Michael and Quincy is a dope song. To some people, when KD3 came out, Michael and Quincy was their favorite song on the album. You know what I'm saying? We thought Nas and Primo was Michael and Quincy, but Nas Hit Boy Michael and Quincy. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we all talking about 79 songs versus like 20-some songs, I guess, or whatever. But nevertheless, Michael Quincy is a better song than Welcome to the Underground. I don't think too many people would debate me on that. Or maybe you will. I saw Nas perform Welcome to the Underground the other day on TV, and apparently he really liked that song. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's not on the same level as Michael and Quincy. This is when it gets interesting right here. Track number 5. It's 4-zip KD3. Okay. Track number 5 is 30 on KD3 and Madman. And man, I went back and forth listening to these two songs, man. And I'm gonna tell you, this is tough. I love the different type of production 30 is. And he also said on 30, Premier album still might happen. So how ironic, right? But Madman does remind me of the Hard to Earn Gangstar Primo. Rest in peace to Guru. Madman is one of my favorite songs on Light Years, man. It's a great song, man. And as much as I like 30, I'm gonna give Madman round 5, okay? All right, round 6, Hood to Hood versus Paul's Tapes. Another conflict internally. Hood is a dope song, man. I really love Hood to Hood. Paul's Tape, that concept is just so dope, man. And I'm gonna give it to Paul's Tape. Paul's Tape, like I said before, remind me of Jeru's song Static. I think of Sunrise in the East. But I think the beat is underrated. I think it sounds the way it's supposed to sound, and it put Nas his creative zone. And this is hard because I'm giving it the edge. Hood to Hood is a dope song, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So I got a 4-2. Round 8, Reminisce versus Sons. Love Sons. Nice solid track on the album. Same way he did Daughters on Life is Good. He's always done shout-out type of song to young kings, young queens, and the people in general. I like Sons a lot. Very good song. Not better than Reminisce, man. That Mary J vibe and sample and stuff. The beat, Hit Boy got into his boom bap, smooth, jazz out type of flavor. Reminisce is just a much better song than Sons, man. It just is. All right. Serious Interlude versus It's Time. It's Time grew on me. I mean, I know the way Primo flipped the joint is dope. So I think It's Time is a dope song. You know what I'm saying? I just got a feeling for Serious Interlude, man. It just reminds me of some Motown type thing. I like Nas' little story. I just think Serious Interlude is a doper song, man, than It's Time. I just do. Okay? It is what it is. Track 10, I'm on Fire versus Nasty Esco Nasir. Man, I went back and forth on this because I'm on Fire was my joint. That's a hot song. But that Nasty Esco Nasir joint is Venice Concept King Nas. You talking about different eras of his life. Nasir being who he's born, Nasir Jones. Nasty Nas, man. Esco, you know what I'm saying? Escobar, it was written era, firm era. You know what I'm saying? He talking to himself. You know, something like that, like you know what I'm saying, like just dope breakdown, dope concept. My favorite song on Light Years. So I have it beating. I'm on Fire, but man, that was tough. You know what I'm saying? Next up, man, WTF Shake My Head versus My Story, Your Story featuring AZ. Man, WTF Shake My Head, man. Dope song, man. Dope storytelling on it. The beat switch is off the chain. That's one of the best songs on KD3 to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, My Story, Your Story, unfortunately, man, excuse me real quick, Nas and AZ kind of sound uninspired on that song. I'm not mad at the song. It's solid. But for me, it's by far the worst song they ever did together. Let me say that again. I think My Story, Your Story with Nas and AZ is the worst song they ever did together. I know somebody might say, well, what about some of them Firm songs? Nah, I ain't better than none of them songs on the Firm album. It ain't better than The Flyest, of course. It ain't better than Life's a Bitch, of course. It ain't better than the song Serious, that's probably should have been on Street Disciple. The Essence, it ain't better than More Money, More Murder. I mean, it's really the bottom tier of the Nas and AZ songs. You know, it just kind of is, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, WTF Shake My Head got that one. Now, track 12, Once a Man, Twice a Child versus Bouquet. Bouquet is dope in terms of it's one of my favorite songs on the album too. It's a good song. I like the way he shouted out all the women. It means something in hip hop. Shout out to my homie Slander, man. Yo take on this song, man, and women in hip hop, probably one of the worst takes I've ever heard in hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? And you do have some good takes sometimes, my young homie, but that's a terrible take, my G. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good song, and the women deserve to be glorified. Some of them wrote their rhymes, some of them didn't, but their contribution to hip hop cannot be overlooked. Doesn't matter if they spinners, underground, some of the ones in this kind of era with the different whatever. It is what it is. You got to show all the ladies some love too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're important to the culture. Just like you might say some of the gangster rappers important to the culture. Well, they spit rhymes and did stuff that wasn't in the most positive light, but we still got love for them. So we can't do the ladies like that, man. So, yeah, we need you to retract that nonsense, my G. But, yeah, I'm going to give Once a Man, Twice a Child. The Edge is just a little bit better as a song. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit better as a song. 13, Get Light against Junkie. Look, Get Light is a sleeper on the album, man. Like, I really wish Get Light would have been a single. I really wish they would have, if they did the video, I damn sure missed it, but that's a cool concept of video, cookout type vibe, club vibe, radio. That was a good song, man. I thought, Nas don't always do the best when it comes to commercial type songs or radio friendly type songs. I don't mean the bangers like Made You Look. I'm just saying in general. But they did a great job, him and Hit, man. But I'm going to Junkie. The concept, the beat, the rhymes, the vibe is my third favorite song on the album after that Nasty Nasir, Esco joint, and Madman. This is my third favorite, I believe, man. Junkie's a great song, great beat, everything, love it. So I give Junkie the edge. First Time versus Shine Together. First Time is the better song. I feel it more, like the beat more, like Nas rhymes better. Shine Together grew on me a little bit more as I kept listening to the album, rewind the album. So I'm not mad at the song. You know what I'm saying? It's just not better than First Time. Okay. Finally, Beef versus Third Childhood. Beef, the concept of beef. Again, the concept king is Nas. I like the beat. I like the rhymes. I like where he was going with it. I like the creativity. It's just better than Third Childhood. But Third Childhood is a good ending to the album. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's not on the same level as Second Childhood, but it's a good song. You know what I'm saying? I think the beat is solid. I think what he's saying is important and necessary. I think he ended it strong. But I have beef over that. Okay? So now, there's two more songs that we obviously we can't use, but don't shoot until my last breath. Track 16 and 17 on KD3. Not even using them because you can't. If I'm looking at the 15 songs, KD3 versus Light Years, I have a KD3 10 tracks to 5 tracks Light Years. You know what I'm saying? And this is no diss to Light Years. I think Light Years is a four-star album because I feel like Nas has a 4.5 performance as a MC, and I think DJ Premier has a 3.5 performance as a producer, averaging to be a 4. You know what I'm saying? Now, I really would like to be like a 3.9, 3.85, really. But 4, I'm not mad at. Good album. I think it's going to age gracefully. I think that people are going to talk about Light Years later, a year from now, 2 years from now, because the hype is just too much. East Coast Detox album. Expectations too high. Once you ride to it and enjoy it, it makes more sense. So as people keep riding to it, I think people appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? It's a good album, man. They did a good job on it, man. Not mad at it. Nas still releasing music at this point. He gave you what you wanted, man. As far as like, you know, this wasn't gonna sound like Illmatic. It wasn't gonna sound like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not trying to do no ageism thing with Primo being 59, Nas being 52. I'm just, and them being able to put a good album together at their age. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm just saying it's dope that they did it. They could have ran from it. They could have shelved it. They released it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need another Nas Primo album. I think he'll move on and do something else creative. He might do this EP with AZ that he talked about some on the Joe Budden podcast. Who knows what Nas is going to do? The great thing is Nas can do what he wants to. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's also, before I wrap this up, let's talk about Light Years versus the rest of the Hit Boy albums then. You know what's coming. You know all these other platforms are going to do it at some point. I talked about this last year. I said it's going to be compared to all the Hit Boy albums. I said it's going to be compared to Common and Pete Rock because that is, you know what I'm saying, peers, you know what I'm saying, things of the nature with Nas and Common and Pete Rock and Primo. So real quick, before we get to the Hit Boy stuff, do you think that Light Years stands up to the Auditorium? Now, I think the Auditorium is 4.5 mics. I just gave Light Years 4, so obviously I think it's better. Auditorium could be 4.5 to 5, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, it might have been one of the classics of this era. You know what I'm saying? And it's a better album to me, track than Light Years, but Light Years is good. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I go with that. Someone said to me yesterday, "Oh man, I'm so into this Light Years right now. It's better than this, and this. It's better than Magic." I said, "Which Magic? The Magic that start with Speechless and end with Dedication? That Magic? The Magic that if you thought Primo did that album, or Pete Rock did that album, or Large Professor did that album, or Q-Tip did that album, some of y'all who don't like it or say you don't like it would say it's 5 mics. A lot of people have Magic 1 in Nas top 5 or top 10 albums. You know what I'm saying? And your Light Years is not in the top 5 Nas. I'm probably not top 10. Come on, let's be serious. But it's good. I don't think it's better than Magic 1. Some people think KD2 is better than KD3. So how does Light Years match up with KD2, track for track? I don't know, man. When I think about the track listing for KD2, I can't say Light Years is better than KD2. I can't, especially the way KD2 end. Like KD2, like track like 7 through the end, incredible. And even though this ends stronger than the start, the songs ain't like they ain't like the last like 7 songs on KD2. So then you gotta look at, is it better than KD2? No, don't think so. Magic 2? No, Magic 2 is the bottom of the Hit Boy and Nas run. Light Years is better than Magic 2. You know what I'm saying? KD1 versus Light Years, track for track. That would be interesting to look at. You know, I might do some episodes where I look at KD2 and KD1 tracks versus Light Years. What about Magic 3? Man, I remember, man, we had a dope episode on Magic 3 about 2 years, maybe was it 2 years ago, maybe with the Rap Round Table and the guys from Fresh and the guy East. We talked about Magic 3. And Magic 3, man, with Fever, based on true events 1 and 2, Japanese Soul Bar, the Jodeci joint, Never Die. Is Light Years better than Magic 3? Track for track? These are some legit questions right here, because off the top of my head, I might have Light Years maybe better than Magic 2, maybe better than KD1. I don't know, and I think this goes to show how dope Hit Boy and Nas run is, man. If y'all love this Light Years, how many Hit Boy albums is it better than? Maybe 2? Am I tripping? I don't know, man, but KD3 versus Light Years, man. 10 to 5 KD3 defeating Light Years, man, and I might have been being a little generous on Light Years. I don't want to say that. I think that might be fair 10 to 5, man. But we need to look at the rest of those Hit Boy runs. Also with Light Years, of course, it does fall outside. It's not in my top 10 Nas albums. I had a list the other day, but I'll just go off the top of my head. I'm just thinking right now. Of course, Illmatic, It Was Written, Life Is Good Deluxe, Stillmatic, Lost Tapes, KD3, Magic, Godson, I Am probably, and maybe KD2. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Light Years it's not cracking my top 10 Nas albums, man. And I still didn't mention, we got to talk about, is Light Years better than Untitled and Hip Hop Is Dead? There's other discussions to have, man. But yo, fun, not gonna hold you long, man. Hey, just have some thoughts. We go and get this conversation started, man, because you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen anyway. So hey, Tone had to go ahead and set it off, man. Thanks for supporting the brother. We'll holler. Peace.